after the service.
Okay, great.
I am a member. Really, I just want to make sure we have enough for I won't probably vote unless it's necessary. I want to make sure we have enough for a quorum. Right. Hey, Jay. See Marianne Bowie? Marianne Bowie! Do you need to, you should do a sound check. Oh, you did one already? Okay, did you want it? Okay. Dave and Sue. I thought you looked familiar. Okay, well, thanks for being here again. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Westward. Where in New Jersey is that? Okay, I know I grew up in the Bronx. I worked in Patterson for about 7 years. Oh, Paramus, yes. Oh, is this the same congregation that changed their name? Got it. Okay. All I know about Paramus is they had a great mall one day at one point in history. Oh, funny. Oh, they sold the building, really? It's like the Islamic State.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 3 2 4. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I think it's good there.
one. Are you ready for some music? Woo! Let's rise in body and our spirit for our hymn 1003, and this is going to be, I know, an exciting adventure. We are going to do a round here today, just two-part. This half, well, first we're going to sing it through once, all together, and then this half of the room will start, and then on the second verse, this half of the room. Are we ready? Did I say that correctly? Where do we come? Are we going? Where we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? This side. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery.
Mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going?
Hello. Can you hear me? Are we on?
Okay, good morning. I'm Nina Tortelli, and I'm honored to have served on the Board of Trustees here at the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota for the past 3 years. We welcome our visitors today here on campus and over live stream. You are invited to participate in any of our events. You can find out more about us and Unitarian Universalism via a link on the homepage of our website at uusrq.org. Please consider registering on our virtual guest book, okay? Or if you are visiting today in person, there is a sign-up sheet out in the right outside the door of the sanctuary. If you sign up, we will send you our weekly newsletter and Zoom links for all the virtual events happening here. And as always, we invite you to join us for coffee hour and conversation after the service so we can get to know you each of you better. However, this is a very important announcement. Today members are reminded to stay here in the sanctuary after the service for our annual meeting. This is where we'll vote on our budget, our nominees for Board of Trustees, and our proposed new mission and vision statement. So stay here. If you have not checked off when you came in or received a yellow slip of paper, which is going to just be held up for your vote so we can do a count. Please do that quickly after the service and come back in. For now, I invite up Elizabeth Dembrowski from Elevated Access to speak briefly about this important organization that will be the recipient of our Share the Plate offering today. Elizabeth.
Hello, good morning. Thank you very much for including me in your services today. It's really an honor to be here. Being relatively recently new to Florida and coming from New York and originally from Massachusetts, there are some things that are quite frankly a little bit scary and hard about making this my home. And being in this space is not one of them. So, you know, alligators and other things, but here I feel safe and welcome, so thank you. My name is Elizabeth Dembrowski, and I am an attorney, and I'm an advocate, and I am a mom by choice, for choice, very much privileged to work with Elevated Access. We are a 501c3 tax-exempt charity, and our focus is on providing transportation through the air, that's our logo, if you could see the airplane there, for people in need in this country to access specifically healthcare related to abortion and gender-affirming care. Thank you. You, like me, likely know that there are challenges here in Florida and across the country for people to access the care that's necessary for them to live their best lives. And we at Elevated Access recently had the sort of outrage and honor of having our 1,000th passenger be flown. We are a tiny organization, and we depend on volunteer pilots who have access to planes in order to fly our passengers to the places they need to go, whether that's to get out of Florida temporarily to get care, or an example that we also had is saving a woman in a domestic violence situation. We rescued her and her cat and helped her start a new life. We also travel within states, and in states like California, who may be different a little bit from us here in Florida, access is still an issue. It's a big state. People need to be able to access health care, and we provide transportation for doctors to be able to access rural areas where they need to visit. This year, we expect to have to spend $400,000 on commercial flights, because sometimes due to weather or the inavailability of a pilot in order to make transportation available, or just the emergency needs that may be for our passengers, we will put them on commercial flights. That wasn't part of our original vision, but we want to elevate access. We want people who need care to get care, and I'm very honored to be able to be representing Elevated Access today and to ask for your support. I know you have your annual meeting afterwards. I've left some materials outside, so if you do want a chance to talk to me more, please reach out. Elevated Access's website is elevatedaccess.org. My email address is elizabeth@elevatedaccess.org, and it would be my honor and privilege to have a conversation with you about different ways that you can support our work. Financially is important, pilots are important, volunteers are also incredibly important. So thank you again for making me a part of your important work and services today. It's an honor again to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I would say we still have the best beaches in the country. I'm just going to say that. And now it's my pleasure to invite Joni Adno. Did I pronounce that right? Yes. All right. Nope.
By Natasha Bennington, and it's about living the beginning of your life. Today is the first day of the rest of your life, right? I am unwritten, can't read my mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Well, I break traditions. Sometimes my tries are outside the lines. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten.
Thank you.
I'm Reverend J. Wolin, the settled minister here at the Unitarian Universalist of Sarasota. I'm so glad to have you all with us here this morning. Our opening reading is from Aurora Levins Morales, and it's an excerpt from the Hafta. Say these words when you lie down and when you rise up, when you go out and when you return, in times of mourning and in times of joy. Inscribe them upon your doorposts, embroider them upon your garments, tattoo them on your shoulders, teach them to your children, your neighbors, your enemies. Recite them in your sleep. Here, in the cruel shadow of empire, another world is possible. Imagine winning. This is your sacred task. This is your power. Imagine every detail of winning. And now we light our chalice as a way to light our way on achieving our winning and showing us the way how. Please join us as we light the chalice in affirming our fifth principle of Unitarian Universalism. Go ahead, the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process and society at large.
I'll be doing the Time for All Ages, and our book today is 1,000 No's. Written by D.J. Corcoran and illustrated by Dan Daughtry. She had a great idea, or at least she thought she did. That's when she got her first no. It was heavy, and it was hard to carry, and it kind of hurt. It was just one no, she thought. Surely I can handle one no. Then she got a second no. Oh, ugh, this was heavier than the last, and it was harder to carry, and it hurt even more. She tried to stop them, but the no's got inside her idea. Her idea got bigger. Enough, she thought. Then another no, and another no, and another no. Not only did her idea get bigger, it got poked and twisted, and it started to change shape. Her idea got so big, it was clear she needed help. She wasn't sure how she felt about someone helping with her idea. After all, it was her idea. But this called for drastic measures. Really drastic measures. No after no after no came. Some of them made the idea challenging. Some of them made the idea maybe a little easier. Some of the no's split it into pieces. There were just so many no's. She needed more and more people to help. But soon, something interesting happened. She began to get curious about what her idea might end up looking like. In fact, it became fun for everyone to add more no's and see how her idea would grow and change. No. No, 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 no. But notice those no's were getting colorful. No number 997, no number 998, no number 199, and on the 1,000th no, she looked up and saw her great idea. It didn't look anything like it did before, but she was okay with it. The end. This past year, as a congregation, we have been doing a lot of work around looking at who we are, what our name should be, and what our vision and mission should look like. It's been a year of no's and changes because we all became engaged in the process. Now, we offer something that looks like a yes. I now invite our children and youth to join me in the West Wing along with Miss Linda and Miss Muriel to discover how to create a yes for our planet Earth. You'll join me in the back.
A tag. It's I believe in a better way. So it's I believe in a better way. You sing it. I believe in a better way. welcome to sing with me whenever that comes up, because we do believe in a better way. I'm a living sunset, lightning in my bones. Push me to the edge, but my will is stone. I believe in a better way. Fools will be fools and the wise will be wise, but I will look this world straight in the eyes, 'cause I believe in a better way. I believe in a better way. What good is a man who won't take a stand? What good is a cynic with no better plan? No, I believe in a better way. Oh, I believe in a better way. Reality sharp, it cuts me like a knife. Everyone I know's in the fight of their life. Oh, but I believe in a better way. Take your face out of your hands and clear your eyes. You have a right to dreams, don't be denied. No, I believe in a better way. Oh yeah, I believe in a better way. Yes, I believe in a better way. I believe in a better way. I believe in a better way.
That's by Ben Harper.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that song. Our next reading is centering in words from Margaret Wheatley called Turning to One Another. There is no power greater than a community discovering what it cares about. Ask what's possible, not what's wrong. Keep asking. Notice what you care about. Assume that many others share your dreams. Be brave enough to start a conversation that matters. Talk to people you know. Talk to people you don't know. Talk to people you never talked to. Be intrigued by the differences that you hear. Expect to be surprised. Treasure curiosity more than certainty. Invite in everybody who cares to work on what is possible. Acknowledge that everyone is an expert at something. Know that creative solutions come from new connections. Remember, you don't fear people whose stories you know. Real listening always brings people closer together. Trust that meaningful conversation can change the world. Rely on human goodness. As we go into a time of silence, I ask you to contemplate what is possible in your life and in the life of the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota. Haftarah is the name of a very revered Jewish prayer, and the word Vahavda means you shall love. Now, in the Jewish tradition, the prayer originates from the book of Deuteronomy, referring to God, and the prayer says, you shall love with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Keep these words in your heart, recite them to your children, and talk about them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise up. And so I ask you to think about what words would you inscribe upon your heart, right? What calls you to from the deep part of your soul? Welcome that into your life. Love that idea. Imagine what would be possible in your life if you did. But the first step is believing that your imaginings are possible. There's an old Buddhist teaching about a teacher pointing to the moon, and he tells the student to look, and the student looks at his finger instead of looking at the moon. So we all need guides, but the guide is not the truth. Something is true and beautiful because it is true and beautiful, and our experience can confirm it. And conversely, just because you have not experienced something yet does not mean it is not true or possible. It is just undiscovered at this point. So we can look to the past to see that this is true, if not in our lives, then in the world. right? Whether it was Aristotelian physics giving way to Newtonian physics, which now in turn gave way to quantum physics, and now there's string theory, which I cannot even understand. And one day we will find new discoveries that we all saw on Star Trek when we were, when I was younger. Okay, I'm waiting for that transporter to happen. Anyway, and whether it be changes in transportation, new forms of energy, someone running the 4-minute mile, which was once thought impossible, that now happens regularly. In my lifetime, the internet and digital music are completely new. I know I'm aging myself, but growing up, I mean, Pong came around when I was like a young child, right? But all of these things that we now, like for most of the entirety of humankind, right? People never even imagined, actually. We now take them for granted. And this forces us to ask what is within us that we are not recognizing, right? That we may not even realize is possible until we try. What can you imagine for yourself? What can you imagine for the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota? It takes work and a willingness to risk the status quo, a willingness to risk failure, or even worse, a willingness to risk success. Yeah, well, you'd be amazed what stops people. To shatter the myth that we have been told about ourselves, or sometimes the myth we tell ourselves. So I invite you to be open to new opportunities, be open to new possibilities. And I tell you, I look at my own life experience. When I was younger, I could have never imagined the life that I have lived. Never in a million years. I did imagine many things and hoped for many things, but things never turn out the way they're planned. Sort of like those yeses becoming those no's becoming that great big yes. It was not the way that that person started, right? And, I had roadblocks along my journey, and I couldn't figure out how to do things or what I even wanted to do. But I kept trying. That voice in the back of my head of my grandfather always telling me every Sunday morning at breakfast, just don't give up. I know that sounds very trite, but it always stayed with me. And I did. I tried multiple jobs early in my career. I took risks that sometimes failed. And then, due to one of those failures, I ended up moving to Florida without a job or even a place to live. And so, always, when you greet someone who's down on their luck, remember there, but for the grace of the world, go you, or go me. But by doing that, it put me on the path in front of different people, people who believed in me and encouraged me and gave me opportunities. So when I first moved to Florida, I faxed, yes, faxed, talking about things that have changed over the years. I faxed my resume for a job, and it ended up working for the same group of investors for the next 19 years of my life. And I always think to myself, well, what if I hadn't read the newspaper that day? What if I hadn't faxed my resume? And what if I didn't get or chose not to take that job in particular? We never know how our life can be changed by one simple thing we do, one person we meet, one opportunity we try. So with each opportunity that I took, I learned a little bit more about myself, my abilities, my possibilities. And once some of my possibilities became real, I gained confidence, and I then started to imagine what else was possible for me. And up until the moment I imagined it, I know there are some people who get a call from a very young age. I can't imagine that. But the thought of being a minister never entered my imagination until it did. I could have stayed in business. I certainly would have made more money with less risk. But I felt called to ministry, and I wanted to know what was possible for myself. And I said yes. I want to be part of something greater than myself, that we can create and build that would have lasting value. A loving community, creating meaning that welcomes all and works towards justice. There is a time and place for everything under the sun, as the book of Ecclesiastes read. And I could not have conceived of being a minister when I was younger. My life circumstances, and at that time, didn't lead me that way. But it was through Unitarian Universalism, over time, that I learned about myself, my values, and my possibilities. I was able to learn within a loving, supporting, accepting environment. And that gave me the courage to say yes again and again and again to all the possibilities in my life. And I encourage you to say yes in your life to the things that call you. And the real truth is we have so many possibilities that sometimes it is hard to choose. So I do not care how old or how young you are. I know some of you are thinking, well, you know, I've lived a long time. What's that? There's a lot. Every moment of your life, no matter how old you are, is precious and has possibilities. And so I ask you to discern, what is the one thing you should do? What are you called to do? What is the unquenched fire in your soul? And where is your place in the world that you can share your gifts with the world? You may not know what that is today, but have faith that the universe will present you with an opportunity to do so. And when it does, I encourage you to say yes. So with that in mind, I now present you with the opportunity to practice saying yes as we take our offering, 100%, which will go for elevated access. I encourage you to say yes. For those online, those here on your cell phone, there is a link in the description of the YouTube video or a QR code in your order of service. Let this sacred time begin.
Check. Nope, not yet. This is an inspirational tune written by Donny Hathaway back in 1969 when people were having troubles and discouragements, and things have changed a little bit, but it's very relevant still today. Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect, your sense of pride. Get yourself in gear, keep your stride. Never mind your fear, 'cause brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday, yeah, we'll all be free. Just wait and see, someday, yeah, we'll all be free. It won't be long, take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Mr. Don Bread.
So after the service, as you've already heard, you're going to be asked to vote on words that, if passed, hopefully will be inscribed upon the heart and the soul of the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota. And the reason for this process really is the recognition and the naming. There's an importance in naming of what we have and are already doing in the congregation. It's a recognition of our possibilities, recognition that ours is a religion for the type of society that exists today in the world. A society that is fragmented, looking for wholeness. A society that is tired of ancient doctrines that don't make sense for our day-to-day lives today. A society that is asking questions that will allow us to deeply explore the possibilities of a better way to live together in community. The philosopher Clement Stone said, and I quote, "When you discover your mission, you will feel its demand. It will fill you with enthusiasm and a burning desire to get to work at it," end quote. And so as the UUs of Sarasota to find this mission this year, we ask the following questions of our congregants. Where do you find meaning in our Unitarian Universalist community? What do you aspire to be as a community? What are we called together as the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota to create that would make a difference in our lives and in the world? What can we create together that we cannot create alone? And through our many discussions, surveys, and discernments, we created a mission and vision statement based on what we learned from you, that you answered these questions. And our proposed mission is connecting in loving community to nurture the spirit and help heal our world. I had hoped for 10 words or less, but 13 words is pretty good, and I think it is fairly memorable, and that is our hope. Right, our current one is like 30 words, and nobody probably even knows what it is. Right, my goal is to make it memorable so that it can always be on your heart and mind at all times when you think about the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota. Now, in the book, The Art of Possibility, Rosamund Zander writes, and I quote, "A vision is a long line of possibility radiating outward. It invites infinite expression, development, and proliferation within its definitional framework." Right? Speaking of vision transforms the speaker. For that moment, the real world becomes a universe of possibility, and the barriers to the realization of the vision disappear. End quote. So I'm going to invite you, based on that, to say out loud with me the proposed vision that you will be voting on. So let's do it. Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota aspire to be a multi-generational and multicultural community known for advancing justice where all belonging, spiritual growth, and support on life's journey. Now, do you feel change now? Those words, if passed, will then have its own power and possibility and make clear to the world who we say we are and what we do and what we hope our time together will create. In the first reflection, I talked mostly about individual possibilities. Now I want to share a bit about collective possibility as a congregation. Because the truth is, only as a community can we help form each other and help form society. Building and creating a transformative community requires doing the work day in and day out to create that community. All of our ministry here, as I often say, is a shared ministry. Right? We believe in the prophethood and priesthood of all who participate. Right? All of you create the community that we have here together. Only by coming together can we make our truth possible. Through our religious principles and the values we promote, we say this is how we believe the world should be ordered. And by doing so, we help shape our community and the world. And by doing so, we impact our larger community as well. We see ourselves as having a part in the larger world. We say there is a better way to be with each other in society, a better way, freedom of thought, radical loving acceptance, justice in the face of oppression. This is how we aspire to live as a community and as a society. Unitarian theologian James Luther Adams wrote, and I quote, "The meaning of life is found in the processes and responsibilities of groups and institutions." This is one of the great insights in history, namely that one is related to the collective in such a way as to be responsible for the consequences of collective actions. And for the consequence, right, I said that. Institutional and not merely individual behavior is an indispensable aspect of human existence, end quote. So how does that square now in an era where institutions are eroding, where individuals are less likely to join institutions because of past negative experience in institutions, to be honest? And as I said earlier, just because we have not experienced something yet doesn't mean it isn't possible. We can, together, by our choices and our commitment, make it possible. By being part of and connecting to this loving community, you are part of something larger than yourself. You may individually not agree with everything I say in the pulpit here. That's okay, right? Some of you let me know that. You may not agree with every action that we take as a community. You may not even like what and how someone might have said something at some social event. And when something happens that you might not agree with, I encourage you, as the character Ted Lasso in Apple TV series says, be curious, not judgmental. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, I highly encourage it. I also recommend you realize that someone else might find meaning in something even though you have not in that given moment. And so express that appreciation that someone else might have found meaning in that. By being part of the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota, you are saying, I am more than just myself. What I do adds to the greater whole of the community and society. And we have to believe that it is possible to change the world, and by doing so, by doing that and believing that, we change our own world. We have such potential as a religion and as a community. There is no doubt that there are countless lives that we have provided meaning to. And we continue to work and expand being an inclusive, loving community. And in order for that to happen, we need to support each other, to lift each other up, to hold each other in our sorrows, to laugh with each other in our joys, and to be with each other, and to create transformative community. It doesn't happen without you. And so I invite you to choose to be a people who believe in each other, encourage each other, give opportunities to each other, serve each other, to find your best selves. Let us be a people of possibility. Let us love with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our might. Let us keep these words in our hearts. Recite them to our children and talk about them when you are here and even when you are away, even in the grocery store line, when you lie down and when you rise up. And by doing so, we can make the seemingly impossible possible. May it be so. I now invite you to rise in body and or spirit and sing with as much enthusiasm as you have. Now let us sing. Thank you to Don Bryn, as always, and to our musical guest. Music always adds so much to our services. Yeah, please give him a round of applause. Our closing words are an excerpt from Vahafta Part 2. Defend the world in which we win as if it is your child. It is your child. Defend it as if it was your lover. It is your lover. Don't waver. Don't let despair sink its sharp teeth into the throat with which you sing. Escalate your dreams. Make them burn so fiercely that you can follow them down any dark alleyway of history and not lose your way. Make them burn clear as a starry drinking gourd over the grim fog of exhaustion, and keep walking. Hold hands, share water, keep imagining, so that we and the children of our children's children may live. Amen. May it be so. Please join me in extinguishing our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Okay, so I was committed to not going long today because I know we have our annual meeting. And so if there's anybody who has not checked in for our annual meeting, please raise your hand and go to the back and they will sign you in for that. And now I'm going to invite up Bill Payton, wherever he may be, to start off the procedures. Bill Geller. Okay, Bill Geller. Sorry I didn't.
Earlier.
Yeah. So nice to meet you. Thank you.